Hey everyone, Overworld Games here, and take a look at those explosions raining down on the little baby Titan, as I would call it. But yeah, today we're doing something really special. We're taking a look at free roam gameplay, because recently I got to go hands-on with Anthem and explore the entire map. Some of you are wondering, hey Robbie, how big is the open world in Anthem? And also, what can we expect in terms of world variety, landscape, and then also enemy variants on this map. So a lot of really cool stuff in here. We're going to be seeing various boss battles. As you can see here, this is a lesser Ash Titan. Freaking awesome stuff here. You do not want to get too close to him, believe you me. But yeah, welcome back to Open World Games. We've got a lot to talk about. I mean, I had a blast playing this, and of course, special thank you to EA for flying me out to Sweden and giving me the opportunity to bring you guys back some epic Anthem gameplay. But yeah, we're going to be seeing gameplay from the Storm. We're going to be seeing gameplay, of course, from the Interceptor, which is one of my personal favorites. As you can see here, he just has all the moves. But yeah, let's get straight into this. Remember, I am doing a very big Anthem giveaway. If you want a chance to win a copy of Anthem on PS4, Xbox One, or PC, see that description below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I've got tons and tons of Anthem stuff coming up, and tons of news and updates. I'll keep you guys in the know related to all things Anthem. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the actual world size itself. So, this is probably one of the most vertical worlds I have ever explored. It is insane. So here's an example right here. So this is just me flying around, and yet, as you can see here, here's my buddy. You can see how low he is. He's basically, I guess you would say, below the ground, and I'm like, how is he so far down below the map? So you could take one of these tunnels here to basically get to your friends. You can see how vertical this map is. Now, is it the biggest open world I've ever played? Not really, in my opinion. It's still a very large open world, but it's definitely not the biggest open world. I would compare it more towards Monster Hunter World in that regard, so just keep that in mind, and then you're going to be getting access to dungeons and stuff like that. I was super worried going into this that the dungeons themselves were going to be limited, or the strongholds and dungeons, you know, the cave-like environments and ruins, were going to be limited to the story missions and strongholds only. And I was pleasantly surprised that, hey, you can go into these, you know, caves and ruins and strongholds as well, just by exploring, you know, the open world. So that was a real treat. And there's a bunch of secrets hidden within, of course. And I'm so curious to see what happens with the actual lore with this game. But you can see there, you can collect stuff for crafting, you can find all sorts of weapons, and just keep exploring to your heart's content. But as you can see, the world is insanely vertical. Now, as you are exploring the world, of course, you will be running into dynamic events and taking on, you know, big boss creatures like this baby Titan here, this lesser Ash Titan, as it is properly known as. Now, I was still learning how to play the game. This is like really, I think this is probably my third time playing it, and learning all of the primers and combos and stuff like that. So, working together is super important when taking down these Titans. And as you can see, you can get really, really hurt. I almost died there. So, my personal opinion, it was good to see that there were difficult enemies around. Of course, there's like 6 difficulties in the game, but I was like, man, this game, I hope it's not too easy, because you may have seen some clips where you're like, this looks like it will be just way too easy for me. I want a challenge, so you can definitely up the challenge. We have it on. I think it's hard difficulty here, and you can definitely notice it. So, yeah, I think I need to use my powers a little bit more next go around with this game. But yeah, there's many ways of getting around the world. Let's talk about how the world is actually built. You just can't go and fly up over the world. So that's something to keep in mind with this game. So if you're thinking that you're going to fly over the entire world, that's not going to happen. There's actually a ceiling right when you try to get over the cliff. So the game kind of encourages you essentially into these pathways to take. So you can also take those tunnels that I showed you beforehand, and those can act like shortcuts. But you can see here, this is one of my favorite areas that I found in the world, were these shanty towns like hanging off this cliffside. It was really, really cool. And there's a dungeon within there somewhere, but I couldn't go in there. I wasn't allowed to. But it's really cool to see how some of these cities, I guess you would say, some of these towns are built on top of these cliff sides and are hanging off of it. But you can see also how you go into some more forested regions. Now, one of the disadvantages with this game that I did notice, my personal opinion here, is that I didn't see any desert, or I didn't see anything like that during my time with Anthem. So maybe they will add that down the road. Maybe it'll be dynamic events or something like that. But yeah, you can see how you can stumble upon the Elite Lesser Ash Titan as you can play. But those shanty towns are really, really cool for sure. Now let's talk about the world variety in terms of enemies. Now this was really cool. I actually ran into a whole group of Dominion, and this was my first time facing off against them. I felt like there was storm versus storm action, and I was in duos here, and I will admit we need to work together a little bit more, but we were desperately trying to get footage recorded at the last second, so we were in a mad dash rush. But yeah, these enemies are probably, in my opinion, some of the tougher enemies in the game, the Dominion. They're definitely one of the more threatening factions that you will find as you explore. So yeah, a wide variety of enemies so far, and I have stumbled upon, as you can see, how difficult they can actually be here as you are facing off against them, and it's going to be important to revive one another as you go. Now, you're probably asking, Robbie, what happens if you do die in the open world? Well, you do spawn a little distance away, not too far from where you died, so you can get back into the action. So this is me getting back into the action pretty much immediately in the open world. And of course, raining down the lightning, the ice, and don't forget, the fire. So yeah, the storm is, of course, pretty badass. And again, I think the storm is going to be really cool as a loadout in terms of being a support role and the ultimate sniper class. So if that's something you want to go for, you can go for that. But of course, you can get into the action and really get into, you know, the face of your enemy. As you can see here, you can freeze your enemy and then go straight into a combo move where you can basically do a melee move. But you can see here also, there's like these scorpion creatures, these arachnid type creatures as well that roam the open world. So in my opinion, the variety for the short time that I was playing was really, really good. I was really impressed. I was getting worried earlier on that I was facing off against so many scars. I'm like, why am I facing off against these scar creatures so much? And to see, you know, the world kind of unfolding and to see the various different types of enemies was definitely nice. Now, as you explore, you can go back to Fort Tarsus, of course, before you go exploring. This is something that I recommend, and actually take on an expedition or side activities and contracts. It's going to be super important to load up on those contracts, especially legendary contracts, and completing those will net you big rewards. So I recommend not going out into the open world empty-handed in that regard. But if you do, you can still run into these, you know, side activities. So for example, it says recover Shaper fragments for Arcanist study, and you have 0 out of 6. So that's something that is like an overarching type side activity that you can definitely take on. But overall, with my time free roaming Anthem, personally, I think the game world is absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, it's difficult. So that's something I took away and really, really liked about the game and enjoyed. Because that, again, I was super apprehensive and worried that, man, this game might be not difficult at all. And you got to remember, as you rank up and level up, you will be able to unlock additional difficulties. So there's going to be 2 that unlock, I think, at level 30. And then that's when the real challenge and, you know, getting more rewards and stuff like that will really kick in as you explore this world. But yeah, also another thing that I wanted to know about exploring the open world is you may notice that there's no tethering when in free roam. So yeah, that's true. You won't have to constantly worry about being super close to your allies. You can just explore to your heart's content. Like, my buddies were going all over the place trying to find the big Titan. That's what we were doing during our gameplay session. We did find that mini baby Titan, so that worked out. But yeah, you can basically explore to your heart's content if that's something that you want to do. Now, when you go into main missions, there is a little bit of tethering that goes along. That goes, you know, that does happen. So that's super important to remember, but it's not that bad as you go, and that's because they want you to stay together, of course, and they want the flow of the mission to be really good. They don't want someone like miles ahead of everyone else and completing the mission. So that's why that there's a tether during main missions. All right, guys, so that is the latest happenings with Anthem, and I hope you really enjoyed the gameplay. I had a blast playing it, and yes, remember there's going to be a free demo here February 1st through the 3rd, so everyone can get their hands on time with the game. But also you have to remember that you know, there's a VIP demo which is going to be starting on the 25th. I think that goes until the 27th for those that pre-order the game, or for those that are part of, I think it's Origin Access on PC or Xbox One. So yeah, there's several chances to get in on the demo, but it is cool. It's cool to see that a company is willing to do a free demo outside of pre-orders. You don't hear that often anymore, and I really hope that more companies do that so that we could try the game for free without worrying about pre-ordering it, because people are apprehensive about pre-ordering games anymore because you know, certain titles have been, you know, very much a letdown, especially in 2018. But guys, yeah, stay tuned here for more Anthem. Remember, I'm doing that giveaway. See that description below for a chance to win a copy on PS4, Xbox One, or PC. But as always, guys, thanks so much for the support and love on the channel. Hope you are enjoying the videos, and look out for more Anthem gameplay here at Overworld Games. See you next time. Take care.